From the time my wife and I knew about this game, we were hooked. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's Dusty, one half of Radiant Gaming, and today we're going to talk about Sea of Stars, an indie RPG that is inspired by a lot of the classic JRPGs you know and love, like Chrono Trigger. Sea of Stars is an indie game developed by Sabotage Studios, and if you recognize that name, it's because they developed the critically acclaimed 2D action platformer, The Messenger. The full description of the game states that Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by the 90s classic. Who doesn't love that, right? A prequel story set in the Messenger's universe, it tells the story of two children of the solstice who will combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic. The only force capable of fighting off the monstrous creations of the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. Sea of Stars aims to modernize the classic RPG in turn-based combat, storytelling, exploration, and interactions with the environment, while still also allowing you to have that nostalgia that you have for those old RPG games that you know and love. And you may be wondering if you have to play The Messenger before you play Sea of Stars, since they are set in the same universe, and the simple answer is absolutely not. You do not have to play The Messenger first. Sea of Stars is written to where it can be enjoyed whether you have or have not played The Messenger before. If you have played The Messenger before, though, there will be an appreciation aspect in Sea of Stars that you will get that others will not get, but you absolutely do not have to play The Messenger before you play Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is set to release around Christmas of 2022, and as of right now, it is being released on Steam and the Nintendo Switch, and man, it looks great. I love this art style. The lighting looks absolutely incredible, and I love that is one of the main focuses of this game. It just looks like one of those games that is going to be a hit. There hasn't been an official time length release for this game, and they have pretty much stated that they do not want to release that information. And the reason is because they don't want people to be playing this game and then a story twist happens and then they're like, oh, well, this game has 20 hours left of gameplay, so I know this isn't the end of the game. They said basically that this game is going to be long enough to make sense. And to me, that just speaks volumes for how much love and care is going into this game. And I mean, with these types of games, they really don't have to sit and tell you, hey, look how much love and care we're putting into this game. It just shows. Even the littlest, tiniest details of the game really show how much love and care is actually being put into it. I mean, the music literally changes based on the time of day, and then there is even refraction effects that if you stand behind a crystal, it will refract your character. That is absolutely amazing detail. Stuff that they absolutely do not have to put in the game, but they do just because they care so much about it. Sea of Stars also claims to have engaging turn-based combat, unshackled traversal, a story-rich adventure, and a world you can touch. And as far as the turn-based combat goes, you can see in the trailer that this is more than just your typical turn-based battle system. According to the website, you can press the action button in sync with the animations to increase damage output while reducing incoming damage. And as I've looked up stuff about this game, I found out that they really take seriously the animation in this game. And I love that they're doing that, and I love that that's part of the turn-based battle system. The description states that along with timed hits, combat features multi-character combo attacks, boosting, and a strategic locks system, offering options to play with different damage types in order to hinder enemies while they are channeling powerful attacks or spells. All in an immersive take on the genre, no random encounters, no transitions to separate battlefields, and no grinding. And with that in mind, if you're a person who hates grinding or hates random encounters in RPG games and that's kind of knocked you out of older RPGs in the past, maybe this is a game for you. And as I said earlier, they did mention that this game is inspired by Chrono Trigger, but they also mentioned that it's inspired by Super Mario RPG. As you can clearly tell with the time-based attacks with this battle system. And according to the developers, everyone will bring a special attack to the battle. The combos come into play to spread the damage. No triple attacks in terms of balance, and each character will have an ultimate attack. There's actually a 1-hour stream from the developers that I will link in the description below if you would like to check that out. Keep in mind it is from a year ago, so they have added a lot more to the game and cleaned it up a lot, but it really shows off a lot of the game, and there's a lot of questions answered that you might have in that video. It's about an hour long, but it's definitely worth the watch, and it looks so good even a year ago. And although this game is inspired by older retro RPGs, keep in mind that in Sea of Stars, they do not keep you bound to the map the same way the older retro RPGs did. They made The Messenger. They have some platformer experience under their belt. But this is not a platforming game by any means, but there will be some aspects of platforming in Sea of Stars. Just a little something to keep you on your toes and keep you interested as you play Sea of Stars. And on top of how amazing this game already looks, it's supposed to have an amazing story. The website states that dozens of original characters and story arcs will take you on a captivating journey. Sometimes epic, sometimes silly, and other times emotional. Sea of Stars does its RPG duty of exploring classic themes of adventure and friendship. while also being chock full of the unexpected twists and events you'd expect from a Sabotage production. And one thing I noticed whenever I watched that 1 hour stream was that they also stated that there will not be a ton of fetch quests, if any at all. They want each quest to feel cohesive and like it's an actual part of the story. They want it to make sense. And man, oh man, that gets me excited. It sounds to me like they're putting a lot of love into the story, and that is something I can get behind. The story aspect of older JRPGs is something that I miss, and to say this game is paying homage to that is really a breath of fresh air. This game isn't just super deep story though. According to the official website, there are many ways to hang out in the world of Sea of Stars. You can sell, cook, fish, stop by a tavern to listen to a song, or play the infamous tabletop game known as Wheels. Once again, paying homage to older JRPGs. I absolutely love this, and it makes me excited that not only are they making this game that amazing, but they're even putting in random stuff like fishing and selling in this game for you to enjoy while you're not going on with the story. And as far as playable characters go, there are a total of 6, but as of right now, we only have 3 released, and that is Valir, Zell, and Garl. Valir, aka Moon Girl, was born on the winter solstice. Valir shows curiosity and balance. Gifted with lunar magic, she can absorb eclipse orbs in her moonstaff to dish out massive damage. Trained in the martial ways of the monk, she walks the path of the guardian goddess Luana. The Elder Mist sees great potential in her, believing she might one day be the one to create paths in the water. And I think her ability looks super cool, like when she throws the Mooner ring and hits all the people around. That was one thing that really stood out to us in the trailer. And when she did that, my wife looked at me was like, what the heck was that? That was awesome. Our next character is Zell, the Sun Boy. Born on the summer solstice, Zell is optimistic and bold. He wields a Sunblade, which, might I say, looks incredible, through which he can absorb eclipse orbs whenever his attacks needs an extra kick. As a blade dancer, he walks the path of the guardian god Solon. The Elder Mist foretold that in order to find his light and achieve his full potential, he will need to stare at the night inside of him. I love Zell's design. I think he looks awesome. I think the sword is absolutely incredible. And our next character is Garl, the warrior cook. Garl was born a regular kid devoid of any special powers. Along with his training as a cook, his innately strong constitution makes him a capable defensive fighter, giving him the tools to support his 2 best friends in their solstice warrior duties. The Elder Mist saw something peculiar in the stars about him, as it seemed his heart just may be warm enough to soothe a long tormented soul. Also love Garl. To me, it kind of seems like he plays the white mage aspect in this game, obviously just throwing food to the other enemies to heal them and also being able to attack. I think his character design also looks awesome, and the fact that he's a cook just adds something. That's it. I've come up with a new recipe. And one of the questions the developers had answered was that there will be no character customization in this game. And at first you're like, oh man, no character customization. But honestly, if you think about it, I think that adds something great to this game because the characters really fit the style of the game. And I think that because we are not changing the look of them really makes the game be able to focus on them and the way they look and the way they act to fit the story perfectly. Also, they mentioned that they are focusing so much on the animation in this game that if you added more stuff to the characters to make them look a lot different with character customization, it may mess with the animation, and they really want the animation to be perfect in this game. And I personally love that statement. I think that's a great path to take, and I like that they opted out of character customization, even though we're in a world that really loves character customization, myself included. And just to throw this in there while we're at it, someone also asked if they were able to play this game even though they weren't that good with timing, as a lot of the battle does require timing. And they mentioned that there will be ways to get around that in this game. So if you're one of those people like the person that asked this question that is not really good at timing in games, I'll probably fall into that category, you should still be able to enjoy this game. And all around, this game just looks so good. It's not a remake of a JRPG. It's not a copy of a JRPG. It is inspired by a JRPG, and it's something new while taking other aspects of JRPGs that we all loved, but trying its best to make it better. I think that's something that we need in this gaming community, because I know there's an aspect of people that is like, man, I just wish every game was as good as it was back whenever I played it. And there is a nostalgic factor there, but also there is something special about having a new game, even though it is inspired by these old games, that really is just super refreshing. And I think that this is a game you should definitely put on your radar. I'll also be linking their Twitter in the description below, because the more followers they get on Twitter, they will reveal more characters to us. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe so you don't miss any more of my Sea of Stars videos in the future. I hope you're as excited for this game as I am. This is one half of Our Radiant Gaming signing off. Everyone have an awesome day, and God bless.